Entimbakaya Sunday Yatwamuye at the Thanksgiving service of the new Patriotic Party, the MPP. Afenyo Markin can send be edited the NDC government.
Cocoa farmer bia ekweni bia lucy 10 million per bag. And no ni asemwa yeka. Inti wiki minority for parliament. Ebeye butu.
Awusia eduru honomo. Enwa Ghana parliament na ye butu. Enyanse nkwa concerning the issue of cocoa price reduction. Parliament House enwa Afenyo Markin, Jinapor Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, any others, in fact, almost classy with the NDC government or parliament. Ese when it is a catcher. Memon Chirimuno Cherewajo Amame. Ewa comment section. I Penyah Block Media. Mesro say any demo. Over like video, no that my subscribe button, some by click notification confidence update, number Cherewajo Amame. Ewa comment section. So Baswa. Not sure for any be Asher. So in a Chrome Hadamo, and we saw how our NDC now almost so loud and vibrant during the 2024 election, the campaign time. They were so loud. Emma no almost shebwa kese without thinking to say ebo mention in equal china because see then meka. What I say, but they were just promising left, right, center, especially to the cocoa farmers. She show mubo Mahama can say oba cocoa farm biano yebetu abula ho no money lay pipe amamo for irrigation purposes be say enso kura ento mo de no be ebe water mumfuo ato force ka say beto cocoa bag 65 to 70 million we ga kan we ho hanom yebe mom free healthcare yebe hwe mom free you want mass scholarship just say and some of mu catch for na enye easy but I'm saying in reality I catch up with them ama omu and some can say they are putting the blame on foreign impact omu chere say a world market any influence cocoa price because for the government air corner at 31 million but NDC buy you know omu timi tum kakra ko do 36 million but you say to say who high sense cocoa a high sense cocoa bag you to say who ama ababeduru 25 million and free 36 million ama ababeduru 25 na omu difference na say a world market no na say affect your economy na ma we see it yemfa sobo no emmo NDC government the beefs no omu say put blame on MPP say MPP they mismanage then na omu ya hwan na then rabusia enwa Ghana parliament hono no na enye easy Afenyo Markin together with Jinapor together with Kojo Oppong Nkrumah.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on the need for cocoa producer price reduction, that government must reverse the decision with immediate effect. Mr. Speaker, government's shocking announcement reducing the prevailing producer price of 3,625 Ghana cedi a bag to 2,587 Ghana cedi a bag is illegal and an attempt to shortchange our gallant cocoa farmers. Mr. Speaker, the producer price of 3,625 Ghana cedi is a minimum guaranteed price and legally destined to run the full course of the 2025-2026 crop season. The cocoa sector calendar in Ghana is officially commences on the 1st of October of every year and ends 30th of September the following year. Mr. Speaker, we are just midstream of the 2025-2026 crop season, and government cannot vary the minimum guaranteed price to the disadvantage of the cocoa farmers or any of the parties that has a share in the achieved FOB price. Note, it is minimum and also guaranteed in entire course of the crop year. Mr. Speaker, the determination of the producer price of cocoa and the FOB share to other stakeholders in the industry is done by the Producer Price Review Committee. What becomes an FOB price for the approaching crop year is, in effect, the achieved weighted average of aggregated volumes and corresponding prices of cocoa already traded and contracted locked with buyers. The aggregates could be main crop beans at higher prices in combination with light crop beans at 20% discount and or roll over beans at higher or lower prices. Mr. Speaker, once the FOB price sharing is done and announced for a crop year, the producer price that arises is binding on government and Cocoa Board to pay throughout the crop year. And because it is achieved average, minimum, and guaranteed, government cannot cut the farmer's price even the slightest down. If anything, government can go up in the course of the year, as has been the case, but never down. Mr. Speaker, it will be recalled that the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen, in October 2025, announced that Cocoa Board has achieved an FOB price of $7,200 per ton, and the farmer was to receive a producer price of $5,040 at the then rate of 58,000, at the then rate into cedi converted as 58,000 Ghana cedi per ton, or 3,625 per 64 kilograms bag. It is our candid opinion that the $7,200 FOB price was based on factually achieved weighted average prices of already traded cocoa and not speculation. If it was factual, then government and Cocoa Board must go ahead and pay the prevailing price of 3,625 per bag to the end of the 2025-2026 crop year. Be that as it may, Mr. Speaker, once a producer price has been determined and announced for the crop year, it is legally and contractually binding. Therefore, government cannot, in the course of the particular year, vary the producer price to the disadvantage of the farmer. We, the minority, hereby call on the government as a matter of urgency to restore the producer price of cocoa in Ghana to its original value of 3,625 Ghana cedi per 64 kilogram bag with immediate effect. We also demand that government and Cocoa Board pay any difference that farmers and the LBCs might have suffered already by the recent announcement. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you so much.
Please, your time is up. Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, you have the floor. It's now 7 minutes after 5. You have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this statement. The gravamen of the submission from this side of the House is that just as Cabinet convened on an emergency basis to announce a reduction in the prices, we are asking Cabinet to reconvene and restore the bag price to 3,625 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, for those of us from the cocoa growing villages, this is not a matter of FOB 70%, 90%, or some of the technical jargons being put here. This is a matter of life and death for many cocoa farmers. Mr. Speaker, early this morning, I got a call from a gentleman named as Kofi from a village known as Pabwedi number 2 in my constituency. He has taken 200 bags of cocoa from cocoa farmers. He's a purchasing clerk and has made those 200 bags available to the DO. After this announcement, the cocoa farmers say they know they've sold their cocoa at the old price of 3,625. And the DOs are now telling them that because Cocoa Board has not evacuated, they are going to buy it at the new price. What this means, Mr. Speaker, is that for a purchasing clerk like Kofi, who has taken 200 bags of cocoa, he alone is now making a loss of about 200,000 Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, how many of us here, members of parliament, ministers of state, can bear a loss of 200,000 Ghana cedis and survive? This is a matter of life and death for many people. It is not a simple matter of some of the numbers that are being bandied about. Mr. Speaker, the result of this decision is that, first of all, there's going to be poverty in the local communities where cocoa is the mainstay of economic activity. About 1 million Ghanaians are involved in the cocoa growing sector. And when you cut every bag by 1,000 Ghana cedis, their income is what you are cutting, Mr. Speaker. In the years ahead of us, what you are going to realize is happening is that the motivation for a lot of young people to go into cocoa production is going to wane, Mr. Speaker. In previous times, I remember, I think in the 2018-2019 year, cocoa prices on the world market went down. I was in that cabinet meeting when Yao Safumafo, then senior minister, put up a strong advocacy that it cannot be that the government of Ghana will look cocoa farmers in the eye and cut their prices. And true to it, the government did not cut cocoa prices. In fact, prices rose from 475 Ghana cedis or so to about 3,100, despite the reduction in prices sometimes on the global market. Today, it is shocking to hear our colleagues on the other side say global or external factors. A few years ago, when we were telling them about the impact of external factors, they were laughing and saying that it is not possible. Today, they want to rely on external factors as a basis to cut cocoa prices by 1,000 Ghana cedis per bag. Mr. Speaker, another thing that is going to happen in the cocoa sector is that trust and credibility when it comes to policies in this area is going to suffer. Today, the government is starting conversations about introducing local financing. Who is going to have confidence in the ideas that you are mentioning when in the same cocoa year, you promise the people a price of 3,600 only to, in that same year before it ends, reduce it to about 2,500. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by this submission. Our colleagues on the other side, when they were in opposition, promised the Ghanaian cocoa farmer that what is due them is actually 6,500 Ghana cedis. Their 3,600 did not even meet the 6,500 they promised. And now even the 3,100 that the previous administration left for them, they want to now cut it down to 2,500. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the 1 million cocoa farmers of this country, we beg them to go back to cabinet and restore the 3,625 Ghana cedis for the cocoa farmers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
I think it's important that we call a spade a spade. Mr. Speaker, what is happening today in our country with regards to the cocoa sector is a direct consequence or result of gross mismanagement, poor governmental judgment, lack of understanding of the international cocoa trading by the government. Mr. Speaker, that is purely what it is. It has nothing to do with all the things the majority that pointed out. It is clearly a result of mismanagement. And Mr. Speaker, I will explain. Mr. Speaker, the cocoa sector and the cocoa industry is older than our country, Ghana. It's as old as Ghana, if not older, Mr. Speaker. It was very central in the issues which animated our forebears when it came to the struggle for independence. Mr. Speaker, 1 million Ghanaians are involved in the cocoa sector. Directly and indirectly, we are talking about 4 million Ghanaian livelihoods when it comes to the cocoa sector of our country. Mr. Speaker, look, the experts have discussed this matter. They've come to a firm conclusion. The reason why we are in this mess is because, Mr. Speaker, the government made a poor judgment when it comes to trading. They had the opportunity to engage in forward sale. They didn't. Mr. Speaker, they had the opportunity to engage in spot sale when cocoa price was $11,000 per ton. They just did not understand the industry. They did not understand the sector. Mr. Speaker, the question about debt, cocoa debts are as old as the sector and as old as the industry. Mr. Speaker, when the MPP government, the Akufo-Addo government came into office in 2017, the Akufo-Addo government inherited a debt of 19 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, indeed, in 2018 there was a debt. The government of Ghana paid cocoa farmers. In 2020, Ghana had a debt. The government of Ghana paid cocoa farmers. Indeed, last year we had debt. We still pay cocoa farmers. It has nothing to do with debt. Mr. Speaker, it has everything to do with judgment. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, and poor decision making and mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, today, Côte d'Ivoire, our sister country Côte d'Ivoire, almost same population, same industry dynamics. They don't even have premium cocoa. Ghana has premium cocoa. Cote d'Ivoire, in spite of the so-called external factors, in spite of the so-called external shocks and external reduction in international price of cocoa, Cote d'Ivoire today is maintaining their price and paying more to their farmers than Ghanaians are paying. The Ghanaian government is paying to cocoa sector. It is true. It is true. It is true. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, thirdly, never in the history of our country since President Kwame Nkrumah's time in 1957 have we had such a reduction in cocoa prices in our country. Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat because it has to get home and the government has to be humble and courageous enough to accept this truth and reality that what we are having today in Ghana generally and the cocoa sector in particular is because of mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, it's because of a lack of understanding of the sector, and indeed it's because of poor judgment when it comes to trading in respect of cocoa. The government must acknowledge that. Mr. Speaker, as I say, we've never had a situation where cocoa prices have reduced in the manner that they've reduced today. Mr. Speaker, what the minority have asked for and what cocoa farmers are asking for, it's not grammar, it's not settings, it's not gimmickry, it's not PR. It's been 11 months. We've had a lot of that. We've had enough of that. What we are asking for and what cocoa farmers are asking for is that they want it. Mr. Speaker, I want to conclude, and I conclude on this fundamental point that they want the bailout. Mr. Speaker, they want government to cut down on expenditure when it comes to the cocoa industry, when it comes to cocoa management. You cannot ask cocoa farmers to take a haircut when you are buying land cruisers at Cocoa Board. You cannot ask cocoa farmers to take a haircut when you are renovating your offices. You cannot ask cocoa farmers to take a haircut when the entire value chain is saved. There are no cuts in the entire value chain, and the poor cocoa farmer rather takes the cut.
Please, your time
and
is
therefore,
up.
Mr. Speaker, I really want to conclude, and I hope the majority leader will take this to cabinet, that the president and the government should have the courage, the honesty and sincerity to accept that the reason for the cocoa price cut is because of mismanagement and incompetence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chira wadwe mame e wo comment section. Aha Penyah Media.